to another What I Eat in a Day. So recently we've done a couple different types of What I Eat in a Day. We've done a realistic one. We've just done what I eat when I have like a shoot day. I thought today we could do a What I Eat when I am working out. Hey guys, I'm Candace the Edgy Veg. If you are new here, hello. Welcome to my channel. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on new videos every single week. So I'm not like a big weightlifter or bodybuilder person, but I do work out, especially now that we're all at home. I try to work out at least twice a week, and I work out with a trainer. It's a girlfriend of mine, Bree, and we do everything on FaceTime. I'm going to get into that a little bit later, but first I wanted to say a huge thank you to Herbaland for sponsoring another one of my videos. You guys know by now that I love Herbaland. They make delicious vitamin gummies. I take my vitamins now. I always hated taking my vitamins before because I had to take like 6 different pills and it was annoying. Now I get to eat candy and take my vitamins at the same time. They are a Canadian owned and operated company. They are a family run business. They've been really awesome to us here at the Edgy Veg, and they love to support vegan creators like us. So I'm gonna talk a bit about them and how they are included in my day a little bit later, but here's what I eat when I work out.
Good morning. Today's gonna be another What I Eat in a Day. I'm currently laying in bed. Louis brings me a coffee every day, like a herbal coffee because I no longer drink caffeine. Something like a yerba mate or something like that. So for the first, I don't know, 30 minutes, I kind of just lay in bed and very slowly wake up and wait for him to bring me my tea.
No more walking up and down the stairs. It's my 4th time this morning already.
Is that my tea?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Love you.
And I you.
Good morning, princess. And then we have a little Mr. Winston. Hello, Mr. Winston. Good morning, little dude. How did you sleep? This morning, I am enjoying a yerba mate. While I'm not drinking coffee anymore, I still like to have a little like pep in my step in the morning. So yerba mate is a nice way to get that step without caffeine. Always start your day with the freshly made bed. I'm having a quick protein bar. You see that? Before my workout, I like to eat something 1 to 3 hours before a workout just for fuel. It usually ends up being like right on the hour mark though, because I'm not a morning person. But you don't have to do like a protein bar situation. I just find that this is a lot easier. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, family. So before my workout, I am taking these Herbaland pre-workout gummies that the dogs are very interested in. And I can't take traditional pre-workout because it gives me an anxiety attack. So these are great. They have beta-alanine, L-citrulline, niacin, and then a bunch of other stuff, and caffeine. This is the only form of caffeine I'm having these days. Hi, Harley. And they taste like blue raspberry, and they're super tasty. Oh, and the package, if anyone is concerned or wondering, is compostable. Okay, so 1 pouch is a serving. Nothing I like more than candy first thing in the morning. They're really good. All right, so in terms of working out, I work out with a trainer twice a week, and then I kind of do my own thing an extra day, and sometimes I do it and sometimes I don't. Just kind of depends. But I work out with my trainer virtually, and then I have my smoothie afterwards. I have my Herbaland electrolyte gummies, and then I start my work day. Well, I shower and start my work day. This is my gallon water bottle. It has notches, so you can see how much water you have to drink every hour. I try to drink one of these a day, but sometimes I only get to half, and that's okay, because then it's half a gallon. Just still 2 liters of water. Okay, I'm gonna make my smoothie. I feel like I have dad breathing happening right now. And like, you don't have to work with a personal trainer. You can totally find like an online video and follow that. I just, happen to be fortunate enough to have a personal trainer who's also a very good friend of mine. Doggos get their food first. So I'm going to take my electrolyte gummies. So they look like this. They are pina colada flavor, and they're so tasty. They're not overly sweet. I don't like things that are overly sweet, which doesn't make sense because I'm a total sugar addict. But they are filled with potassium, magnesium, calcium, and sodium. And these will replenish any of the electrolytes that you lost through sweating. Because I do a lot of like heavier lifting, not super heavy, and I do sweat a lot. I like to take these. Generally, if you're not doing more than 50 to 60 minutes of a workout, you probably didn't lose as many electrolytes as someone who's done more. But again, I'm not
a dietitian or nutritionist by any stretch of the imagination. This is just what works for me. And then also, along with the smoothie I'm about to make, I also like to take these vegan protein gummies. These are the fantastic fruit flavor. I also just like to throw these in my bag, so if I have somewhere to go, which is rare these days, but if I have to go run an errand, or the odd time I have to go to the doctor or take the dogs to the vet or to the groomer or something like that, I like to just throw these in my bag, and if I do get hungry, I just like kind of nibble on some of these. These ones have 27 grams of fiber, 10 grams of protein, and 1 gram of sugar, so they're low sugar and vegan as well, so I'm gonna take those. I'd like to take my other vitamins a little bit later in the day because I'm taking these in the morning, so probably more around lunchtime I'll take those. All right, so post-workout, I like to make a smoothie. It's super important to eat something immediately after you work out. They say protein and carbohydrates is important. So I'm just gonna make a quick smoothie. What I'm going to throw in there is just some protein powder, water. I like to take magnesium as well as like a greens powder and some spinach. Yeah, it's just kind of a little bit of everything, and I like to have it within the first like 2 hours after working out. It's also a great way to eat something if you can't eat right after a workout. So for me, I find it really hard to like chew on stuff after a workout and like have a big meal. So the smoothie is perfect, and I can drink it over the course of like an hour because I'm a super, super slow smoothie drinker. Listen, there's people that can make a post-workout smoothie that doesn't taste great. I'm not one of those people. I need my food to taste good, or else I'm just not gonna eat it. Or in this case, drink it. All right, I'm gonna drink this and get started with my day. I have a bunch of emails I need to answer, and I think I'll see you around lunchtime. All right, today we're getting a nice treat here. Louie is preparing lunch. So what are you making us?
It's a leftover stir fry, a grab bag of stuff from the fridge.
I see that you're wearing your Rescue Dog Kitchen merch.
I am indeed. Thank you to the very handsome, debonair, and stylish John Rush.
Oh, garlic, lovely, lovely. So protein is a very important part of our meals on workout days, isn't it?
It is indeed.
We like to use tofu.
We're gonna toss them in with a little bit of teriyaki sauce and sriracha and salt and garlic and ginger.
Our kitchen is an absolute mess. You know, we like to keep it real here for you guys. Would you say that this is like a standard lunch for us?
I mean, it's one of the easy go-tos, for sure.
Louis is the stir-fry man in this house.
Indeed I am. All right, I'm gonna finish cooking, so I'll see you guys after lunch.
Do I wear like 15 different outfits every day? Bet your ass I do. Time for my Herbaland Gummies. I have the little tin that I just kind of keep on me. Sometimes I feel like eating all the gummies at once. Sometimes I don't. I have a dog on my lap. Say hello to Mr. Weston. So this is a combination of a ton of the gummies that I take. So there's a combination of things in here. I have some of their beauty gummies from their beauty bundle. The immune bundle is one that I'm taking right now. It's a bunch of stuff that's great for cold and flu. Yeah, this little tin is very helpful. I also like to, if Louis has to run out to get like art supplies for the day or whatever, which does take a while, I'll just throw his in there so he can take them throughout the day too. For dinner, I really like pasta. On days where I'm working out, I like to eat a little bit more. I tend to get a lot more hungry because I guess I just, you know, expel so much extra energy than when I'm just sitting at my laptop all day doing nothing. So I really love pasta and like a nice hearty thick sauce, which is also just perfect because it's a little bit colder out. So I'm going to do a mushroom fettuccine. So it's pretty much just a mushroom cream sauce. You can add like your favorite vegan sausage or meatballs or whatever you want to this, tofu if you wanted to. It's a really good, just like basic creamy mushroom sauce and pasta. And again, I'm using fettuccine, but you can use whatever pasta that you want. I also have some vegan parm here, but you can use whatever shredded vegan cheese you have, or if you don't have any, you can just sprinkle some nutritional yeast on top. The first thing I like to do is just saute my mushrooms. So I'm going to add some vegan butter to a pan. Yes, this is a lot of vegan butter, but here's the thing with mushrooms. They absorb a lot. And let's just, you know, call it what it is. Cream sauces are not good for you. They're not healthy. This one's going to be healthier because it's plant-based, but it is not a health food. It's a nice comfort food. I'm also adding in some olive oil. What this does is it just helps that neither one burns. So the combination of the two just makes sure that the oil in the pan doesn't burn at any point. This is also a fun trick if you're making pancakes. If you find that you are constantly burning your butter, add a little bit of oil. Now add in your mushrooms. I'm just using cremini mushrooms because they are cheaper. You can find them everywhere. But if you like other mushrooms, use those. Up to you. I just find, like I said, they're available everywhere. They're cheap. Cheap and cheerful is always good, especially now. So over a kind of higher heat, it's not quite medium high, it's a little bit higher than that, you want to sweat these guys. So don't add any salt yet, just let them cook down, and then once they start to sweat, you can add some salt, and then we'll be adding our garlic as well. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. That'll draw out more of that moisture, and then a generous amount of chopped garlic. I'm going to deglaze my pan with some white wine, and you just want to cook this until you no longer smell alcohol. If you don't like to cook with alcohol, you can just do this step with some broth. Now I'm going to add some broth. You can use a vegetable broth or no chicken broth if you want to. You could add like a beefy broth, but you're going to get a more brown colored sauce if you do that, but it's really up to you. I just like to keep better than bouillon or broth or bouillon cubes around so that I can just kind of make the exact amount that I need. So I'm going to add that. And then I have a cornstarch slurry that I've just put together. What am I talking about? That I've, I don't know, mixed together. And I'm going to just pour that in, along with some soy milk. Make sure it's unsweetened and not flavored. I once accidentally used vanilla. I mean, it wasn't gross, it just had a kind of a vanilla-y undertone. You know what I mean? Bring it to a boil and then reduce it to a simmer. In order for that cornstarch to make everything creamy, it has to come to a boil. And if you find that anything's kind of sticking to the bottom, just now is a good time to just scrape everything from the bottom. You want all those little bits of flavor. All right, I have my pasta here. My water is boiling. I added a generous amount of salt. I want to cook this until al dente. So whatever your package says, do it like a minute or two before that. Like, take it out earlier. I can't talk today. And again, you can use whatever pasta you want. I just like a nice cream sauce with a nice flat noodle. Ideally, this dish, almost like a stroganoff, would be done with like egg noodles, but I don't have that because I can't eat eggs. So you can see it's starting to kind of bubble and thicken up. That's exactly what you want. If you have access to a vegan cheese, which most of us do now, you can use whatever white cheese you want. I happen to have a nice vegan parm here, but you can use also a mozzarella or whatever you want. But look at how beautiful this parm is. I should save some for garnish. That'll help thicken it up as well. If you do find that your sauce is not thickening, just add a little bit more of a cornstarch slurry. All right, I'm going to collect about 2 cups worth of the pasta water. I like to do this in a mug because there's a handle, so you're not going to burn yourself in any way. Set that aside, and then I'm just gonna check my pasta. Woo! Yeah, that's probably ready. Almost cooked, but not quite. Adding a little bit of parsley just at the end. Adding our pasta, and we are going to coat everything in this sauce and add that reserved pasta water. And what this is it's a very starchy water, so it's going to help that sauce really coat on every single strand of noodle. And then I just like to let that boil for like a minute or 2. I love to top it with my favorite vegan Parmesan. This was my favorite thing to eat as a kid. We would go out to restaurants and I would order 2 things, pancakes or pasta and mushroom sauce. All right, guys, I hope that you got some pretty good meal ideas out of that. And if you find that you aren't eating what you should be when you're working out because you had no idea what you should be eating. I mean, again, I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a healthcare professional whatsoever. This is just what I do. I'm not telling you to do this. Just here for some inspo and entertainment. Thank you again to Herbaland for sponsoring our videos and always, you know, being very good to us here at the Edgy Veg. If you want to learn more about them, I will leave a link to their site in the description box down below. And I also have a code that you can use if you are looking to eat some candy and be healthy at the same time. I'm gonna leave that down below as well. And right here, it is just EdgyVeg20 and you get 20% off every order that you ever make with them. It's not off your first order, it's for any order. If you like this video where I share what I eat, give this video a big thumbs up. If you have any requests, you can leave them down below and I'll see you next time. Bye.